Alright, let's go back in time a bit. In the old days, we connected to other people using dial-up and bulletin board system, BBSs. This was before everyone had access to the internet. Night calls were cheaper, so that's when we got online. Sometimes we could hear someone answering the phone in the middle of the night. "Hello, who is this?" Luckily, this was also long before caller ID. As the internet opened up to more and more people, HTML became a big thing. We used tables and style tags to lay out pages. By the late 1990s, new tools like ASP and PHP let us show dynamic content from databases, for example. JavaScript was not the member it is today. We mainly used it to show like alert boxes or something like that. Internet speed was not great, so we got creative to make things feel faster. We used interlacing for images, which meant that it loaded a rough outline of the image first and then filled in the details. But web pages took ages to load. That changed in the early 2000s when Ajax came around. It lets us update just a part of the page without doing a full refresh of the page. Around that time, Flash and Shockwave brought games and animations to the web. Java applets were also a hit back then, making things more interactive. Silverlight popped up, aiming to be like Flash, but never really caught on as big, even though Netflix used it heavily. Then the browsers started doing their own thing, which made it hard because we had to make sure that sites worked on all of them. In 2006, jQuery made it easier to use JavaScript across different browsers. And then in 2010, Steve Sanderson created something called Knockout.js, helping us connect data from our servers to the web pages more easily without the use of Ajax. When Apple decided that no more plugins in their browsers back in 2010, it marked the start of leaning more on web standards like HTML5 and CSS3. But JavaScript could still be a little bit tricky, and you didn't notice any problems until you ran the site. So Anders Hellsberg, the guy that came up with C#, came up with TypeScript in 2012. This is a kind of a typed version of JavaScript that made managing larger projects a bit more manageable. It also helped to show errors in compile time, which made it easier to find problems before it reached the testers and, God forbid, all the way into production. We also saw a big shift with front-end frameworks. Angular came out in 2010, giving us a very solid way to build complex apps inside of the web browser. React followed in 2013, changing the game with a focus on reusable components. But here is the really cool part. This is not the end of the story. This is the beginning of the story.